Proverbs chapter 11, verse 28 tells us, he who trusts in riches will fall, but the righteous will flourish like the green leaf. So he who trusts in his riches is going to fall. In fact, it doesn't matter what you trust in. If it is anything other than God, I want you to understand something. It's going to fail you. And so when we look at the world, we look at the history of the world, we look at where we are right now, we look at every aspect of everything in society. Well, you trust in the government. Guess what? The government's going to fail you. You trust in the economy is going to fail you. You trust in the stock market, sooner or later, stock markets crash, stock markets go up and they go down, and you never really know what's going to take place with them. You trust in the jobs market's going to fail one day, and so it goes up and down as well. There's no real stability to that, and so we've seen that even in our own recent time, to where it can just be taken away from you just like that. So then I trust in my own abilities. Well, what if your own abilities are taken away from you? Then you're no longer able to do the things that you've always done. Well, I'm trusting my own intellect. Well, guess what? Sometimes that can fail you as well. And when you say you trust in your riches, or you trust in anything within this world, guess what? Everything in this world at some point in time can and probably will fail you. That's why we trust in God and God alone. He will never fail us. In fact, His Word very plainly, very clearly tells us that He's never going to fail us. And as His Word very plainly and very clearly tells us He will never fail us, we look at the testimony of the Word of God, and we see that not one time has He ever failed His people. And if you've been a Christian any length of time and you look back at your life, you can say that God has been there. I can certainly say God has been there for me, even in times when I thought I was all alone. God has been there for me. He never fails. So we look at the flip side of that coin in verse 28 right there. He says, the first part, remember, he who trusts in his riches will fall, but the righteous will flourish like the green leaf. Why will the righteous flourish like the green leaf? Because their trust is not found in the things of this world. Their trust is not found in anyone else, anything else, not even themselves. But their trust is found in God and God alone. And understanding that just as the leaves fall in autumn, so will ultimately everything of this world fall. But just as the green leaf flourishes in the spring, so will those who put their trust in the Lord.